Well, hello everybody. I was going to do a little shooting today with the 1911 45 auto, but before we get started on the shooting, I'm going to show you what I did on these targets. On the last video, I showed you the new AR 500 targets, but my stands weren't quite right. So let me flip the camera and show you what I got. So, you know, with me, I'm a tightwad and my son's a plumbing contractor, so we get a lot of this demoed pipe. And I tell him anything of any size or anything with integrity to save. We'll find a use for it here somewhere. So that's what this was. So the pipe was free, and when I put it in the ground, when I'd shoot, if I hit a low left, this pipe would actually spin. This dirt that I've got is loose. I've just piled it up to build a berm. So what I did is I welded, here again, just scrap iron. I welded a little tab on it, and we're going to check it out right now and see if that helps. But another thing that I did to it is I put a spring between the target and the bolt. And so what that does is just give it a little bit of energy absorption, maybe. And, you know, I've done that before with targets. My 50-yard guard targets have a spring on them. Or, yeah, my 50-yard gong, excuse me. It has a spring behind it. And I just didn't even think about it when I was putting this together. And one of the viewers on the channel had made that comment to put this spring on. So I got a spring put together, so we're gonna put them up and see how they work. Okay, we got the target set up. I'm gonna go over what I've done to this gun. So, you know, when I bought this 1911 Charles Daly import, it's made in Italy. My theory or my goal was to put a little video series together about what do you get for the lowest price 1911 at Cabela's, or really any other store. So I think I've done that. I hope you guys have appreciated my thought process on this. So this gun was in the mid 400s, 449, something like that price point. Of course, you're at 500 by the time you pay the governor, taxes and transfer and all that business. So, but I still wanted to get it out there to see what you actually get. Overall, I could not be more happy with this gun. The trigger's good, the barrel's good, the action's good. You know, the sights are the basic GI sights, but they were point of impact very good. I have not adjusted them. They left and right, they were right on. Elevation was right on. As far as that goes, I couldn't be happier. But I got the hammer bite. You guys can see I'm just about healed up from it. So I tried to bob the hammer a little bit. Tried that without different beaver tail grip safety, and I just was still getting it. So I've installed a new Wilson grip safety on it. Of course, I had to take even a little bit more of the hammer off to get it to fit down in there. But, you know, I wanted to do this on a budget. This was 40 bucks off of Amazon. I have not shot it at all since I put it on. So hopefully it works. I think it will. But so now I've added 40 bucks to the cost of the gun. Was it necessary? For me, it was. You know, I got big, chubby, fleshy hands. And the gun was giving me that little bit of hammer bite. It may not be that way for everybody, but still, I feel like this gun is a great value. So anyway, another thing I did is I bought, so this is the factory mag. The very first video, I was having some feeding issues with those semi-wad cutters, and I was using just a generic $5 magazine I bought at the pawn shop. That was the problem. And then I bought another, this is a Smith & Wesson brand 1911 mag. I have not shot this at all. So we're gonna test it out today. To me, with a gun like this, you gotta have two mags. That third mag, I've kind of got it on the back burner that in emergency, that one would get me by, but that's certainly not the one I'm gonna go to. So anyway, we're gonna try out the Smith & Wesson mag today and see how it goes. So the ammo we're gonna be shooting today is these powder-coated semi-wad cutters. If you guys remember from the previous videos, this gun kind of favored these. It shot them very well. It shot everything. We had three different types of ammo on that video, and it shot everything very well. Seemed to favor these just a little bit. I've got some other guns that don't like these as well, so I'm kind of just putting these in the bucket for the 1911. So what I want to do today with these new targets, I'm going to shoot a couple 3-shot, slow fire, offhand groups and see how well the gun groups offhand. And then I think with this new grip safety, I'd like to do some rapid fire, and we'll see if this helped the ability of staying on target. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, let's walk up and have a look. All right, love these steel targets. You can see pretty easy what we got. So here is 1, 2, 3. So that's 2 in the black and 1 just barely off. So let's see what it measures. That's slightly over 2 inches. I don't know how a guy can complain about that. All right, guys. Well, 3 shots offhand at 25 yards and about 2 inches. Maybe I'm just having one of my good days at the range, but boy, I don't know how a person can complain about that. Point of impact is absolutely perfect. We're gonna shoot 3 more shots, see if we can keep all 6 of them in there. Very interesting. I got a stovepipe on that one. So that was with the Smith & Wesson magazine. Very interesting. I'm going to keep using this today to see if we have any more misfires. All right, guys, that one group wasn't quite as good. This is another one that almost cookie cutted one of the first shots. So there's 1, 2, 3, 6 shots, about 4 inches. Shoot, I don't know if we can complain about that at all. All right, guys, so I've got full eight rounds in this Smith & Wesson mag. I'm just gonna unload it. We're just gonna do some rapid fire. I'm gonna shoot on that other target, a cleaned one. And essentially I'm gonna shoot as fast as I feel like I can shoot, reasonably accurate, and we'll see what it does. Real interested on this mag as far as the reliability. This gun's probably got maybe 50 rounds through it. I think in just about all the 1911 circles, they'll tell you that the gun's not gonna be fully reliable till you get a few hundred rounds through it. So I'm not losing any sleep over it, but I'm gonna, today for our video, we'll shoot, I don't know, 2 or 3 mags of this Smith & Wesson mag, and then we'll go back to the factory mag and see if there's any difference in them. So hopefully we won't have any more malfunctions. Not sure what we got going on. It will not feed the first one. Off camera, I'm gonna pull the mag out and pull that first round out and see what it's doing. So that's what the magazine looks like. Now it just fell out. We'll see if this next one will go in. All right, so I got 2 rounds out of that 8-round mag and it went in. So we're gonna shoot 6 of them, see if it will cycle. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think that's a 5th hit right there. But I know I had the first one miss, but the rest of them are hanging in there pretty good. Well, the shooting offhand fast for me is definitely my weak point, and that's just because I don't practice that way. I know it's a shortcoming. I mean, I know if we was in a defensive situation, this is the type of shooting guys should be practicing, which I don't. So that's what we're doing. I've got the I've got the factory mag with it. We'll see if it'll feed these wad cutters. Excuse me, I said wad cutter, meant semi-wad cutter. Well, the first one went in, no problem. We'll see what it does. Well, no malfunctions. Had a couple misses. Definitely needs more practice. So I got looking at these magazines and I see something interesting, and hopefully there's some 1911 guys out there that can give me some direction on this. So if you look at those magazines, they are definitely shaped different. This guy has a really prominent, like closer, the way the feed lips are, and this almost just opens right up. That's a different design, I'm sure. I don't think this is just a what I would call a flaw. I think it's just a different design of a magazine. Please leave some comments if you know about this, because I truly don't. I am not, I mean, I've had 1911s off and on over the years, but I am not a 1911 expert by any means. So, but those definitely have a different style of feed. So anyway, we'll do some more shooting. All right, I've officially give up on the Smith & Wesson mag. We're back to the factory mag. It seems to work perfect. All right, guys, well, we had a few more hits on that one, so I think we're gonna wrap it up for today. I hope I get some comments on these magazines. I don't know if there's, you know, guys that are good at it can kind of tune them. I know that like the ramp, the feed lips, all that stuff can be monkeyed with a little bit to make them feed better. I would have thought Smith & Wesson brand would have been as quality mag as any of them. I'm sure they're subbed out to somebody, Meccar or one of those. I really don't know. I just happened to be in Sports Warehouse. They had one, I grabbed one, the price was pretty decent. So anyway, give some comments on that. I'd like to know, I've got to get another mag to work on this stupid thing. The factory mag from Charles Daly worked awesome. I've never had 1 second trouble with this in any of the ammo. So anyway, we'll see what we can do to get another mag. So, all right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna call that a night for the 1911 tonight. A little frustration with this magazine. I felt like I bought a quality magazine, Smith & Wesson brand, and it's not working. So factory mag works great. So just to kind of give a brief overview of this, I honestly couldn't be happier with this. You know, I shot a 3-shot 2-inch group offhand at 25 yards. That's pretty good shooting for me. The gun fits me well. You know, kind of wrapped up with the beaver tail. The beaver tail fixed everything for me. The way the gun fits, the way I'm shooting it, I couldn't be happier with it. So anyway, you know, kind of part of this whole deal is just to, if someone was looking at one of these imported guns, if they're worth the money, I'm gonna say 100% yes. I think the magazine issue is something I can get resolved easy enough. You know, and I'm hoping I get some comments about it, but I think probably what it boils down to is spend the money on a Wilson or an Ed Brown or one of those upper end name of magazines, and I think all my magazine issues will go away. It's probably the truth of the matter, which is okay. But anyway, want to wrap it up. I want to tell everybody thanks for subscribing. Had a pretty good jump recently. You know, it's middle of the summer. I think the YouTube deal is a little slow, and it's been a little bit slow for me. We're still getting some pretty consistency, so I want to tell everyone thank you for subscribing. If you're watching this and you haven't, you like our stuff, please subscribe, and we're going to wrap it up. So have a good night.